again.
Donald Trump is a rhetorical genius. People don't like to hear that. Unfortunately, I have bad news for you, because he is. He is a person who just personally cannot be held accountable. But I think that he has developed these rhetorical strategies over his lifetime to prevent himself from, being stuck, from being held accountable by what he says.
I refuse to say that he's a lightweight. Okay.
We got very high ratings, by the way, but I won't mention that.
I won't say that they all said he's our favorite, but they did.
The best way that you know that he knows what he's doing is when he uses the rhetorical figure of paralipsis. And everybody loves paralipsis because this is the funny figure. This is the I'm not saying, I'm just saying figure.
I think they're weak generally. You want to know the truth, but I won't say that because I don't want to get myself. I don't want to have any controversy. Is that okay? No controversy. So I refuse to say that they're weak generally, okay?
I'm not supposed to say this, but I think all of my competitors are just weak, right? Or, and he does that so that you can't hold him accountable for saying it.
Yeah, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. See, if I say, go get him, I get in trouble with the press, the most dishonest human beings in the world.
In a recent court case, he was found innocent on the grounds of a paralipsis. The case was brought against him by the protesters that he had in fact incited violence, and they let the case go through, saying that there was probable cause that he did, but then they made the decision based on the fact that he said, don't hurt him. I said, don't hurt him, he said. So you see that on a piece of paper and it says, well, Trump said, don't hurt him. But in the moment, it's ambiguous whether Trump is saying don't hurt him or whether he's actually inciting violence.
Unbelievable.
You told me on my radio show, the audio and the transcript are out there on YouTube, that you would release your tax returns.
True.
Are you going back on your
No, I'm not.
commitment?
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Let me just tell you.
The rhetorical strategies that he uses allow him to essentially change the topic. And he changes the topic in such a way that you can't hold him accountable for the thing that you're trying to accuse him of. For example, an ad hominem attack is attacking the person instead of attacking their argument.
Is there anything you regret?
I'd love to have done in life certain things over, I guess. And you would have too.
Give me one.
You would have loved not to have contributed to the Clinton Foundation, as an example.
The Pew Research, which is independent, says...
Don't be naive. You're a very naive person.
Ad baculum is threats of force or intimidation.
Knock the crap out of him, would you?
Maybe you should have been roughed up.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise.
I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks.
I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been boom, 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 pizza.
Trump loves hyperbole. Hyperbole is excessive speech.
The greatest economy, the best votes, the second greatest, the greatest president. Craziest thing, the most brave people. $2 million trillion, an all-time historic low, ever recorded in history.
He has said that he doesn't mind being compared to P.T. Barnum.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Just wait, just wait and see what happens. We're going to keep you in suspense. This is going to be the greatest show you've ever seen. There's definitely a lot of that in Trump. It's part of his marketing strategy. Reification is treating people like objects.
They're sneaky, dirty rats.
Boy, these are animals.
I'm watching television, and I see her barking like a dog. These aren't people. These are animals.
Radical Democrats have turned into an angry mob.
We have a dirty dog like that.
Anytime you're labeling people in a way that dehumanizes them, it's a war tactic. It's what people do and have historically done when they're trying to prepare a nation to go to war with another country, is we start to talk about them as a virus or as vermin, as rats, whatever. We start to use, disgusting names for them because that prepares people mentally to fight them.
USA, USA, USA.
The techniques that Trump uses to dehumanize people, to threaten people, to make them into objects of ridicule, the way that he polarizes the us versus them mentality that he creates in his followers and in the political community writ large. That's all a recipe for democratic erosion or democratic backsliding.